Mic sound check.
Well,
Hi.
I have no idea. Just trying to get the sounds in our ears.
Oh, but I mean, your voice is getting better and better.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. But thanks anyway. I'll just
You did
agree.
well.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember me from last time you were here in Rome. I told you to take care of your voice.
Oh yeah.
I hope you did.
Yeah. Of course I did. Yeah.
Sì, alza la voce perché non sento niente.
Okay. So, first of all, welcome back in Rome, guys. I hope your flight was good. You enjoyed it, and all your staff came safely here. You didn't lost anything this time? No. Okay, perfect. So, first of all, I want to ask you a question, Daniel, and it's about emotions and voice. In some interview, you told that the voice is the most interesting instrument of all, and you have contact link to emotions itself. Do you link actually your songs to one precise emotion, or does they change time by time when you perform it?
I think it depends on the song. There are probably certain songs that you tap into the same feeling every time you sing them. But for some of them, definitely you can have different experiences, like from one night to the other. You know, feeling different, basically.
But just sing with someone else, with a band, or with some people around.
So you're gonna need a microphone,
Gosh!
No, we don't have.
right? So what do we do? Do you have a phone?
To record voice.
Yeah, maybe you could record it, and then you just like almost
It's
insane.
really noisy here.
It's almost noisy in venues.
I'm
I've
sorry.
noticed. No, it's not your fault. It's
Quite a sign, possibly.
Yeah, for my English, but I'm trying to do my best.
oh, it's really yeah.
Però ci dobbiamo
Okay.
Oh yeah, there it is.
pure in camera. Sì.
Hello!
That's
The
our
clap
chuck.
thing.
They got two of them now.
Okay. But just playing with others and singing with some other people does affect your emotions, and so they change and let it flow, or you stick to your first emotion when you start singing that song.
I want to stay in the first emotion if possible, but that rarely happens because your intellect is sort of like turned on whether you want it or not. So if something happens or you start sort of like focusing on like playing something right or hearing the sounds right or technical problems, then it's like being pulled out of the illusion, I guess, somehow.
Okay. And about writing lyrics and music, which was the hardest track to record and to write down lyrics? I mean, emotionally talking.
Like ever or
Well, I don't know.
wow, it's, I don't know. Maybe Sisters was like I had to try a lot of different angles from a vocal perspective. I recorded many times with using different kinds of voices, different kinds of techniques and approaches, because I just felt that it was very important for me, at least, to get it right. Because
Okay.
I had some sort of vision in my head of what it was supposed to sound like. That was it was hard work, I guess, trying to find the right approach.
Okay.
And as everyone knows, your voice always sounds different in your head than
That's the
like outside
biggest
of your head.
problem.
Yeah. So, and I still have that problem after an entire lifetime. That I can record it and I'll listen back to it and I go like, oh Jesus Christ.
Is it really my voice? No, please
Yeah,
do it again.
exactly. So that makes it more difficult when you need some like certain style or whatever that you need to sort of adapt what you're doing to what it's going to sound like, not in your head, but actually on recording. Sorry for the
Okay. And so I guess each of you just influence each other with the emotions while writing. But how much is technique and how much is emotions and just instinct when you write, perform, record?
Well, it's hard to say. Technique to start with is just a mean, I think. It's just a mean to be able to play. I mean, to perform your emotion. So for me, it's important to have a lot of technique, so I can just play whatever I want, express whatever I want. But when it comes to forms and everything for the songs, then it's just most of the time it feels right. I think we just play together, right? I mean, especially for Road Souls 1 and 2, which was like more of like a band project. I mean, you just play, and then one of us says, "Oh, maybe we should try that," or often this guy. What? Sometimes it just feels right directly. You don't have to say anything. Just play, and it's like, "Oh, we have a song," or shape of a song, and then you just have to work on the details somehow.
And the thing is, I think if you play complex music, you have to sort of like begin with a technique for a song, and then as you proceed, you will hopefully get to the point, or you have to get to the point where you don't have to think about the technique anymore, and that's when you're ready to perform it, I think, because you don't want to be on stage thinking about technique.
Oh.
Then you're in the wrong place, I think.
Okay.
That's for the rehearsing room.
Right. And talking about Road Salt, you told us it's your favorite album or project you've done. Is it actually the same, or you have a new favorite in all your albums?
I haven't done a lot of other things since then when it comes to sort of like creating it from start to finish. I'm looking forward a lot to the next studio album, because we're working on that right now. Ragnar and myself, we've been sitting down for quite a few sessions, and it's been really nice, and I look forward to getting that together. But still, so far, the Road Salt project, the two albums are, they're still my favorites from start to finish.
Okay. But speaking about fan base, Road Salt just left a bit disappointed some kind of people. How do you feel about that? I mean...
Well, they're wrong, of course. So, I mean, what can I do? I don't want to be influenced by that. I want to be able to just shake that off and just feel certain of what I want to do and what we're accomplishing together as a band. In the end, I'm not able to do that because I'm just a human being like everyone else. So the same rules apply for me as for most people, that if you get one negative review and 25 good ones, the negative one is the one you're going to remember, unfortunately. Intellectually, you can sort of like dismiss that, but the emotions are what they are. You can't really affect them. So it's hard, especially when people on the internet become very brave and can say really harsh things because they don't have to
face you.
Yeah, they don't have to face the person that they're saying it to.
Keyboard lions. we call them like that.
Yeah.
What?
Keyboard lions.
Okay.
Those
yeah.
just...
Trolls, I've heard too.
Yeah.
Well,
Jerks as well.
Yeah, but they've always been there, even before the keyboards. Yeah. No, so that's for me. It's increasingly difficult because it's always going to be like you're making an album, and then you have one album, and then when you're making the second one, some of the people who like the first album want the second one to be as the first album.
Yep.
And then you make the third one, there's going to be people from the first album and the second album who thinks that, it's going to be like the first one or the second one. And when we have so many albums, like we have now, it's just impossible not to disappoint tons and tons of people with anything you do. So that makes it sort of, from that perspective, less and less fun for every album you make. Because the first album is most fun, I guess, from the viewing point that some people are just going to be happy about it, and that's your fan base. Like 100% of your fan base is happy with the album you just put out, and for each album you make, that percentage becomes more difficult to achieve or impossible even. So you have to try not to think too much about that, at least when you're making the album, and then you'll take the consequences when you release it.
So just have fun, actually.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And we started after we did like a Remedy Lane show in the US with the entire Remedy Lane album straight through, which was the first time that I went back to that since the release, basically. And I just felt that, hey, it's gonna be nice making a hard album again, crank the distortion and like go back to that part of the musical history of the band. And I felt totally confident about that until some fans went like, "Oh, you should go back to the early albums," and like that's the most stupid thing to say to me. You have to play that kind of music again. I don't have to. I really don't have to. So I felt much more confident before people were trying to tell me what to do. That's how I work.
Okay. Talking about Falling Home, you made some really great covers, and I mean that
According
Holy
to some
Diver.
people, yes.
I mean, Holy Diver for me is one amazing track. Also because there's Master Blaster in it. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, wonderful. And I have to ask you something about Stevie Wonder.
Oh, the Facebook status?
Yep. But I will not disappoint you.
Yeah, okay.
So, which of the song you feel personally closer to you now because it's style, and which is the song you have most fun playing it?
Of the entire catalog?
Of
Or
Falling
the Stevie
Home.
Wonder song?
About if you want to talk about Stevie Wonder, please tell me.
This is Master Blaster, definitely.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a cover,
Yeah, it's the only one we've covered.
I'd like to hear a Master Blaster cover.
Well, hey, why not? Not today, but
Okay.
You could also ask why. That's a valid question too.
No, but the question was from Falling Home, right? Not,
Yes.
Not the entire catalog.
But if you want, you can say even from the entire catalog. Not only Falling Home. But
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it's like asking who's your favorite children. No, but I mean, you get different emotion, different kind of pleasures playing different songs, basically. I know that for me it's fun to play the songs from Road Salt because I'm the one playing them on the album. But it's also very fun to play Remedy Lane stuff because it's the first album I heard from Pain and Salvation. That's also one that really influenced me when I was not say a kid. I wasn't a kid, but I'm not that strong anymore. But, no, but it's different type. I mean, it's really nice to just cover the old material. I mean, I feel like playing in a cover band somehow, playing just like favorite songs from my favorite band, which I'm playing with. But it's weird. I don't know how to just explain that, but yeah. I would say maybe Beyond the Pale is one of my favorite songs, so I really enjoy playing it. And then all the stuff I've been recording, it's just great, It feels like it's cool. It's my own stuff, so I mean, my own playing.
I dislike each and every song.
He's here for the money.
Lots of
Was that the wrong place to go?
But seriously, any song that connects with the crowd is fun to play, even though we've played it 100 times or more. As long as people get off on it, it's gonna influence you. So, yeah, the difference from night to night.
And it's like Leo says too, that you like to play them for different reasons. You have some that the crowd's going to be sort of like just starting up, so that's a reason for why you love playing it live. There are others that are just like fun to play. I mean, just physically fun to play.
okay.
And then you have a few really basic tracks that at least for myself, I never seem to grow tired of playing. Like Ashes and Linoleum is, I mean, I know that every night is going to be nice playing them somehow. For reasons I really don't know. They're just easy to connect with, I guess.
They fit any time, so
Yeah, and they're basic enough never to grow tired of, I guess. Just like, you have some very intricate and specific foods that you like a lot, but the flavors are so distinct that you need a break every once in a while. And then there's just some food that's not too much of anything, but on the other hand, they work every time.
okay. Nice. So, about Stevie Wonder.
Alright, you can't drop it.
No.
Okay.
No, actually, you say he sucks at Christmas songs.
I didn't say that. I just said that I could only imagine him sucking worse at dart.
Come on. He sucks.
He'd be great at dart for,
He's blind.
I know, I mean...
He's not Daredevil, you know. He doesn't have superpowers. So...
Experience would suggest that he probably is not the best at darts. So, yeah.
What song was that, by the way? Christmas song.
All his Christmas songs.
There's several. Okay.
I've heard like 5 or 6.
Oh.
And every time I'm in my kitchen going like, Stevie, what the hell? Really?
So, which is your favorite Christmas song? Which are yours? Favorite Christmas
Have
song?
Yourself a Merry Little Christmas with Judy Garland.
Oh,
It's got to be the Judy Garland version though. Before they started changing the lyric to be more up.
Judy Garland was never up.
No, and the movie that it's from is not very sort of like Christmassy feeling either.
Yeah.
I really love the sort of like just during or post Second World War Christmas songs. They have that perfect bittersweet thing of longing for the perfect but not having it. Yeah, that's going to be my favorite. Has been for many years, so it's going to stick around for a long time.
Want to answer that?
Actually, I performed a Christmas song at the St. Peter's Square today called Hey Tomtegubbar, which means hello gnome dudes. It's a Swedish drinking song from the beginning, and I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's the only one I can think of right now. And we're going to sing it. Hey Tomtegubbar. So
I have no idea, sorry. I don't know it.
Well, what's your turn?
Oh, well, I have no idea. I have to pass that. I have no idea.
Really? Never ever?
Maybe some French Christmas song that I heard when I was a kid, but like...
We want a title.
Yep. You can even start singing it.
I mean, I feel embarrassed. I have no clue, really. It's like... It's been...
Boring!
Well, I've been living in Sweden for 8 years now. I just forgot everything, about the French. My French culture is gone. Bad excuse? I don't know. Well, no, I don't know.
Luckily, it's globally spread anyway, so it's not going to perish.
No, yeah. No, I'm not too big on Christmas, I can say.
Okay. Okay,
Well,
right.
I mean, I don't mind. I like Christmas and everything, but it's not. I don't care much about it anymore.
It happens.
Well,
I don't. Me neither either.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite song? I mean, Christmas song.
There are many, actually,
Okay.
but
Sounds nice.
none of Michael Bublé.
Okay.
I just don't like it.
All right.
But guess classic like Light Is Snow, or some classical chorus and things like that.
All right.
Starry Night.
Okay.
Okay, very typical. Last question is, how do you judge an artist? What makes you think about have a collaboration with them? How do you think, okay, that's the right person right now for what I want to do here? And in an album, for a project,
I'd
what
say
impressed you most?
it's just listening to someone. You feel something or not, basically. For me, that's just as simple as that. You just listen to that person. It's like, whoa, I really like what he does, and that's it. You don't like what he does, like, then I don't want to play with him. Or I mean, it depends on if it's a job. Then people call you sometimes, and you just do it. But if it's something I would start myself, it would be only with people I admire somehow. Just artists I really like. Well, yeah, but it's just because when I listen to them, I feel something. It could be a guy screaming in a microphone. Sometimes you feel something anywhere good or bad, but you feel sometimes just you don't feel anything at all. It's just flat or boring for my taste. I guess it's pretty much the same for everybody, right? I mean,
Yeah, and it depends a lot on how much time you have to spend, I guess, too.
No, of course,
The
of course.
less time you have, the more, the more accurate your taste will. I don't know. Gustav?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons. I came to think of like a couple of weeks ago. I do a lot of live improvisation, all improvised music, and a couple of weeks ago I realized I should bring a drummer friend of mine who is a really good drummer, but he has a problem with his self-esteem. And I thought that if I bring him along and he just gets to play, doesn't have to think twice, and see that everything he does can be right in a context, that would probably help him. That would probably make him grow as a musician. And so that was actually a reason I never thought of. That was actually a reason I never thought of before. Before that, I should probably say the same. I mean, it's for ego or for art or whatever, but in this case, it was for any other reason. But in general, I can say that people that I cooperate with have in common that they listen very much. They have really acute ears, and they can react to moods and grooves and whatnot very quickly, and make music together instead of sitting in their own bubble, showing off or whatever. Yeah, like you. No, but seriously. So, well, I kind of lost my train of thought here, but well. There are
leave another one in 10 minutes.
Yeah, there are two more reasons I didn't really think of before.
Okay, thank you so much, guys,
My pleasure.
for your patience. So, now we have three. Så vi get them there's just a question that when you have the health affair at the hospital, you started making stories with your guitar.
Yeah.
Just some people just want a concept album about it.
Yeah.
Just for you to know.
About the pictures or
About the guitar.
about the guitar? Right. I'll think of it. I think I've already
I
thought
want
about
credits
it.
about
And
it, if you do. No.
I wrote it off.
Okay.
Oh, but that's
Side
nice.
project, maybe?
Yeah. So far to the side.
Okay. Thank you so much. Right. Gift.
Joe!
So
You
guys.
said you didn't like Christmas.
Okay, we like Christmas because
See, when you're on this end of the Christmas, it's
we like
perfect.
Christmas because we eat a lot. Because we have torrone, which
Dangerous.
is chocolate with some. Actually, here's hazelnuts, and it's a really big chocolate bar.
Oh.
It's really tasty. Really, I
So we're
assure
going to
you.
be very slow on stage tonight.
Then we have Pandoro. It's a kind of sweet cake.
So what happens if I open the Pandora's box?
You'll find a sweet cake with some sugar to get on it.
Okay, the end of the world.
End of the world. It's really, really good with coffee
Okay,
and
good.
with some whipped cream, with chocolate. It gets better than you add to something, but
Okay.
even plain, it's great.
Nice. We're looking forward to that a lot.
And then wine. But we don't have some introduction for this. There's no need. It's
How do you make
Chianti.
this stuff? Oh, we've got it French guys. You can tell us.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
French!
Okay. Thanks a lot.
There's another
I
also.
know this is not champagne, so it's Monante and it's homemade. So
wow.
Great. Thanks, man.
Nice.
this to you.
Cool. Nice.
You should have waited until after the show to see if we deserve these gifts, but we will try to make an even better show now. So we know
Don't drink
that
too
we
much wine. Don't eat too much torrone.
I think this is the most dangerous part, at least
You
for
can,
me. So.
you can actually cut a slice and then put just a piece of torrone on it and then heat. You see, you're in Italy.
Well,
In Christmas time,
Yeah?
you get fatter, but happier.
that is the truth, I think, in many places.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks to you guys.